Debbie Peterson, who wishes to speak on fentanyl awareness. Please approach the podium and state your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Debbie Peterson. I'm the mother of Matthew Harvey. I'm also joined by Christina Pena, who is the mother of Angela Rogers. Matthew graduated Newman Smith High School in 2010, and Angelina graduated Newman Smith in 2017. Matthew then graduated from UNT with a master's in history in August of 2018. Sadly, my son recently passed away, and I'm spreading awareness on fentanyl to our communities in an effort to be Matt's voice. He also struggled at times with depression and finding his place in this world, as we all do. At his high school graduation, a cousin gave him his first opiate. He then started his college education at Texas State, where the same cousin gave him more opiates. The pandemic was a hard time in many people's lives, and during that time, my son had a slip. And then in January of this year, Matthew bought an oxy pill. That pill was pure fentanyl. Matthew died within 1 minute of taking that pill. Matthew never would have taken fentanyl. Had he known that was fentanyl, he would not have taken it. He bought an oxy. He was poisoned. There are many groups now bringing awareness to the fentanyl epidemic that is stealing the lives of so many of our young. Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death for those between 18 and 45. The vast majority of those deaths are people who had no idea they were buying fentanyl. They had no idea they were about to die. They bought an Adderall to study late for exams. They bought a Percocet due to a football injury. They bought pot to socially fit in. They bought oxy to escape the pandemic. And instead, they were all given pills with pure fentanyl. They were killed, they were poisoned. These are not overdoses. An overdose is buying one substance and taking too much of it. A poisoning is buying one substance and getting another substance that is lethal. Governor Abbott had a roundtable in February with many of the parents who have lost their children to fentanyl, and we are hopeful for changes in laws in the future for those who knowingly sell fentanyl to be charged with murder. 25 states have some form of drug-induced homicide laws. Texas is not one of those yet. We are also working on harm reduction measures, such as having fentanyl testing strips be made legal in Texas and to have better technology so the testing of anything can be monitored. Yes, drugs of any kind are illegal in Texas, but we know young people experiment. My goal is to bring awareness of this epidemic that has affected our city, our state, and our country. I'm sure there are many others in the community other than Matt and Angelina who have been poisoned by fentanyl. And as we stop the stigma and shift the paradigm, more people will step forward to let the world know that our children were poisoned. The DEA is beginning to understand these are poisonings, and even some cities and states are changing cause of death to poisoning when it's proven they have bought one item and were given the fake pills filled with fentanyl. They're even prosecuting the drug dealers with drug-induced homicide when they can. Matt and Angelina will be featured in the DEA's museum in Arlington, Virginia as part of their exhibit called The Lost Voices of Fentanyl. We would also like to see if some future time we can talk about a proclamation for a Fentanyl Awareness Day in the city of Carrollton in honor of Matt and Angelina and all those who have been poisoned. Thank you for allowing me to talk and bring awareness to the subject. There are no safe street drugs right now. 40% have lethal amounts of fentanyl. Someone dies every 11 minutes due to overdoses, with the vast majority of those being fentanyl poisonings. Young teens are able to purchase these on Snapchat. The dealers will bring it to your house. There's nothing worse in this world than finding your child deceased. Please talk to your children, your family, and your friends. Thank you for listening, and if there's anything we can do to bring more awareness to our community, please let us know.